What is happening? D from the Speak Your Boldly Sports Podcast coming with you with another vid. Just reacting to this Shakur Stevenson interview with FightHype, as y'all can see on the screen. But this is just the one clip from him talking about Shakur Foster. I did watch this clip yesterday, and I was like, as I was listening to it, I was like, you know what? Let me react to this video, just give my thoughts. So I didn't take any notes when I was watching it, so I said I'm gonna react to it and just see what's up. So let me start the vid with Mr. Shakur Stevenson. All right, we'll stop the video, give my thoughts and everything, so I want nobody to be shocked by that.
I'm assuming. I mean, let's hope this is the fight that gets made, because obviously that's the fight I want to see. But assuming it doesn't, are you going to be a 135 fighter?
Yeah, I might go back down. And honestly, the fight that I'm looking for at 135 probably would be a Lamont Roach. Like, a Lamont is somebody who interests me because of what he did when he fought Tank, and he looked real good as a fighter that night. He looked sharp, and his shoulder roll was nice. His right hand was nice. He was in the pocket. I felt like that was one of his best performances that I ever seen in my life. So, truthfully, I think Lamont will be one of the guys that I would look forward to fighting.
Do you feel like that's a better like legacy fight for you at 135 as opposed to? And I'm only gonna bring this name up because the fans.
Let's do it. Ain't you ask any question? Ain't no limits.
That's what's up. I appreciate you, bro. Oshaki Foster. Obviously, the fans are like, "Yo, what happened with the Oshaki Foster fight?" But
okay, I will say, this part of the video starting, video interview's already going, but the interviewer was talking about, want the Devin fight. And of course, y'all saw Shakur respond that, the Roach fight would still be a good one, which I'm not mad about that fight. That would be a good fight. I wouldn't call it a legacy fight, but it's definitely a good fight. Now, granted, if the fight becomes, you watching the fight and becomes an all-time classic back and forth type of action, then yes, and I would say that would be considered like a legacy fight. But just on paper, when you look at Lamont Roach and his career, I knew about Lamont Roach well before the Tank fight was announced. And you had a lot of fans were saying that Tank was ducking. That was a cherry pick. And you bring up a guy from 130 to fight you. It's just the fact that Lamont could make 130, even though he's obviously bigger, physically bigger than Tank. That was a good scrap, and that was controversial with the voluntary knee, all that jazz. People felt like Lamont won. Still a close fight. But for me, I'm going to let the interview keep going. But Mr. Lamont, I'll say about Lamont, I want to see if he can get over like the hump and become like a guy, because he has the talent. Obviously, he has the talent, but it's like when he fights, it's like barely enough. I think that's why he's gotten the draws or the close losses that he has gotten, because he doesn't separate himself. So, but yeah, let's keep going.
Just from a legacy standpoint, do you feel like Lamont Roach Jr. would be a better name for you, especially if he looks good against Zepeda?
I try to go through like the history books, like what happened in the past, like with all due respect to that dude, right? And it's another thing, like people get confused with me talking about his integrity and his character as.
And it's of course be the last person talking about integrity and character, but let's continue.
Me saying like he's a bad fighter. He's a good fighter. Like he's a really good fighter, but
when I initially watched this video, I was watching this part particularly, and I said, well, what has Roach in at 135 pounds? Get a draw with Tank Davis. I understand Tank Davis is a big name and one of the top boxers, skill-wise, talent-wise in the sport. But Lamont Roach, on the official thing, got a draw. Even if I felt like he won and everybody else feel like he won, it's a draw. He don't have a belt at 135. He may have fought by 135 in some previous fights early on, but recently he's gotten a draw. And then after that fight, he got a draw versus Pitbull Cruz. So for Shakur to say I understand Foster is not a 135 pounder. He's been, I think, career 130. I do feel like he's fought at one. Well, yes, he just fought Fulton. That became 135 after Fulton missed weight. I think he's fought up as high as 138. I think, but he's been around that 140ish to 130ish mark. Foster, that is. So yes, I'm saying right now he's not an official 35 pounder. But to me, for Shakur to make that as a reason, what has he done? It's like, okay, we'll see what Roach does against Zepeda. I think that's a credible win within the division. But let's see what he do. But let's continue.
35 pounds for me to be like, oh shit, you did this. Now let's go by what they both did. He beat Ray. Great job. You beat Ray. Respect you, Ray.
Yeah, he beat Ray, and you also said, Mr. Stevenson, Mr. Integrity, that give my man a chance. You beat him, then you can get me. And sir, you are not keeping your word, sir. That's called integrity. That's called character. You want to call somebody else about their integrity and character, and you, sir, aren't keeping your word. That's how you know you just be talking.
My dog. I got love for Ray. That's my nigga.
Yeah, if he's really your dog, then you wouldn't have sent him out there to the slaughter. And in Ray Ford career, of course, he can always bounce back. He keep going, keep boxing, keep getting better at his craft. But within the weight class, you took a loss. I think it was 126. Had a couple fights at 130. Foster, one of the top guys, not the top guy, 130. And now, you just got to work your way back up, which is not an impossible thing, especially you got the drive to do so. But this dude, Shakur, man, yeah, I couldn't befriend this brother.
You beat him, you did it in great fashion. Congrats. Lamont beat Tank. He didn't get the decision for it, but he actually, to me, what we watched that night, what fighters did what. And for me, I felt like Lamont.
What fighter has 2 draws in his last fight? In his last 2 fights? What fighter actually has a W? I understand how we feel. I understand the controversy with Tank. I get it. But even, okay, he got a draw with Tank. It was, he really won. Cool. You come back your next fight, get a draw. That sounds about right with this guy, Lamont. It's almost like he's like, if this is elite up here, he's like maybe 2 steps below it. Depending on how Lamont approaches his next few fights, I feel like he'll become like a what do you call it? Not a journeyman. What's the phrase? I'm going blank. Man, he just will become just a stepping stool for contenders like that, kind of like that litmus test, see where this guy really at. Not gonna be a champion, not really elite, but right there.
Did more in the past than what he did. And then Lamont jumped up to 140 to fight Pitbull, and he got a draw, but I felt Lamont won that fight. I really did feel like he won that fight also. So for me, it's just what you did, what you have done. Okay, Shaq had the opportunity to move up to 135 and fight for the WBC. He could be the one fighting Zepeda right now. Actually, he should be the one fighting Zepeda instead of Lamont. But he chose to say, no, I don't want to move.
Yeah, buddy.
Move up to 135, and I'll stay at 130 and try to do the big fights at 130. So it's if I beat him right now, oh, he's a 30-pounder, and then it don't make no much better that I got in the ring with him, and they seen that I'm bigger than him, so they're like, oh, you just beat a 130-pounder. But if he go put some weight in that 35 and go, he could have fought Zepeda. If he would have did that, that would have been okay. nigga, you went and beat one of my former opponents, and in whatever fashion I would have been like, shit, let's do it. Let's do it. I don't got no choice but to respect it. But he gonna climb the ladder, and I don't think that the fight is not gonna happen. I think that the fight is gonna happen. He keeps overly talking.
So Foster has to keep proving himself. But you're willing to fight to do not coming off 2 draws, but last 2 fights, 2 draws, and we'll see what happens with Zepeda. That's interesting. It's interesting. I don't know with this guy, with this Shakur guy. You get in the ring after he beats Foster. Granted, I know. I mean, after Foster beats Ford, excuse me. And then I know watching that fight, Foster invited Shakur into the ring. And they were going back and forth, blase, talking about you quitting, talking that sparring stuff. It's kind of to me like no different than when after Virgil beat Lubin, they had their little face off between Boots and Virgil, and it's like, oh man, they about to fight next. Ooh, it's like, ooh, this is about to get going, about to get cracking. And then then everything fizzles out. Virgil talking about he want to fight Spence, big fight, dream fight. Both of them been from Texas, especially the Dallas area. You get in the ring doing all that yapping, and then you come back saying everything but let's fight. Now he 130 pounder. He too small. But you're not a natural. You're a natural 135 pounder. But yet, Ryan, you're not that big. You can't with this dude. It's like this brother go find a way. So Foster got to work his way up the ranks at 35. Okay, fair. But my thing with Shakur is like, bro, who like 4 weight. Well, he won titles at 4 different weight classes. Respect those accomplishments. In my opinion, in the sport overall, like he really to me Shakur doesn't hold like any weight. I feel like he still needs to prove himself as like not as a talent, not what he's done so far, which has been great. Like what he's done to these fighters, neutralizing them in the ring, great defensively. But like as far as think you can like pull like throw your weight around. And now granted, versus Foster, Shakur would be the A side because he is the bigger name, but it's like he has this air about him as if like he's really that guy. And that's the part where I'm like, you watch Shakur, and I've been watching when he was top ranked at 126, at 130, when he beat Jamel Herring, when he beat Yoshino, when he beat who was that at 130? I think it was for the unified Mexican Bull. I'll come back to me. He's had some good wins. Don't get me wrong, but it's like, dude, you act like you just the number 1 top guy. And in my opinion, he's just not yet. I feel like there's some guys like, like I see him in Devin. To me, those are like the type of fights that I feel not just him, not just Shakur alone, but guys like Shakur, guys like Devin. Because even for me, even Devin's resume, not the accomplishment, but who he's fought. Like, okay, you fought when you did fight a guy in Ryan, you got beat. Granted, I know the victory, the W got nullified due to Ryan failing the drug test, which is fair. But it's like to me, these guys still have a lot to prove in general. So it's like we got to come with it.
Talking a certain way about me, but it is what it is. I'm a real one. I keep it a beam at all times, whether the camera is in front of me, the camera is not in front of me. I'm going to keep it 1,000. But for me.
Or you'll keep them contradictions 1,000. We know that much when that camera on you. Boy, you flip flopping transformer.
Me, I just think that Lamont Roach in the past has done more, and especially at 135 pounds. He went and beat, to me, arguably the top 2 fighter at 135 and the biggest name in the sport of boxing. So you gotta tip your hat off and say, okay, if I'm choosing the guys that I want to fight, I would rather fight the guy that's I feel is going to push me to the next level.
Get this pose. But no, that's just opinion. Like I said, a lot of people do feel that way about that Tank fight. Yeah. Let's keep it going.
You referred to, I like how you referred to Buddy as arguably the top 2. Yeah, I do think from a legacy, that's why I asked, just from a legacy standpoint, Lamont Roach is a nicer scalp. But do you kind of understand why fans are like, oh?
Yeah, Foster is definitely the bigger fight. There's more storyline behind it. Seems to be legit bad blood. Like if I'm selling a fight, seem like Roach and Shakur are buddies. Cause it was that it was after like behind the scenes at the Foster 4 fight, and you had Shakur and Roach like together. They was talking about the fight, what 4 should have done, or da 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 da. Like y'all, cool. That's still a good fight. I would watch it. Don't get me wrong, I would watch it, but it's just like it's not a bigger fight. Of course we have to see what the numbers, what that would look like. I truly feel Foster would be Foster, Shakur, regardless of how the fight end up playing out. It's the bigger fight that would do better numbers, in my opinion. And Foster already said in that post fight, he said 35 or 40. To him, it didn't matter. And of course, yeah, you go with you're bigger in the ring for 2 reasons. Like you're not in your actual fight weight per se, so you're probably a little bit bigger than whatever your fight weight is. And you had like you didn't have on a fitted shirt either. I'll say it was like an oversized tee, but. And then I think even Foster said in the interview that you had like heel, whether it's true or not, but he had like maybe some height on his shoes. It made him seem a lot bigger. But Shakur could just be bigger as well, but that's not for Foster. Don't seem concerned by that at all. So that's a fight that everybody wanted to see with this build up with Ford and Foster. It's like, oh, okay, Foster beat Ford. Shakur, you said you beat my man's. You can get me. Foster's trying to come after the dad. Like, what are we talking about?
Come on, Shakur. You said you was gonna fight him next.
Yeah, that's good. I understand fans because I get it. Fans thrive off negativity. So if like Lamont Roach, and this is why I say like integrity, like it's kind of
fans thrive off of negativity. Sir, you publicly said over X in a tweet, give Ford a chance, and if you get past him, you get me. There's nothing negative about that, sir, at all.
kind of off, but I don't go by the shit that the fans like say because it's like Lamont Roach, if he got on a podcast and just like start disrespecting my name and disrespecting me as a fighter, a lot of people will gravitated to it more. Like they will be like, shit, Lamont Roach.
Gravitate. It's all good, baby. It's all good, baby. And as much noise as you and Foster both was talking to each other post fight after his W over Ford, like talking about far as negativity, it's like that's really ridiculous. It's like let's not try to use that as a talking point. I'm not saying even an excuse as a talking point to why you should or shouldn't fight someone. Seeing the other fight, I think Canelo did that. You gotta like tomorrow as if the other fighters gotta show respect. Just say you just don't want to fight the person. But okay.
Yeah, Like if he just did lame shit, like they would be like, yeah. But this dude, like, he goes on air and like do mad super lame shit to like try to get a fight and try to get people to be like, oh, this is what we want to see, and like the energy, like they want that type of energy. So that to me is
him telling his side of the story, him holding you to your own words. Whether Foster wins a fight or not, let's just say he's winning the public opinion battle for sure between you two. Because a lot of boxing fans they love, as a core, love his talent, love his ability in the ring. As far as him talking and trying to make the big fights, there's a lot of double talking, a lot of talking out the side of his neck. Mr. I'm a natural 135 pounder. Mr. I don't believe in you talking about, it's funny, you talking about Foster going on these other interviews and podcasts talking, you was doing the same thing on interviews and podcasts as far as Tank. Oh, he be using weight clauses, and he be using underhanded tactics to have the edge. I'm paraphrasing the part. Score didn't say that exactly. But as far as I would never use a rehydration clause. Nah, come on, bro. You've done the same thing what you're accusing Foster of. Come on, bro. Stop. Just say I'm not fighting him right now. I'm trying to fight Lamont Roach, and I'll circle back on that. Or I'm not trying to fight. He needs to come to 135 for me to consider him. Cool.
like more like some integrity shit. And like for me, it's like shit. I feel y'all. I get y'all. I see why y'all want it, but like let's really like think about what has been done. Like what has like facts. The only thing that really matters in
Facts is that you said if Foster be Ford, Foster, you got to see Foster. I'm paraphrasing. That's the facts, buddy. But I will say this too: on that post fight, when when Foster was saying 35 or 40, leaving it up to you, Shakur, and put his hand out there to shake. You know, you won't go shake his hand, but you didn't agree to the fight either. Now, I'm not saying I don't know if Shakur feels that Foster can beat him. I don't know. Deep down inside, in the crevices of his heart, he believes that or not. But yeah, I doubt, honestly. We'll see. I doubt the fight happens, but we'll see. I think Foster would have to move up for sure, and make some noise.
boxing now is like facts. So I understand it, but I just feel like shit. We can rumble. Keep doing what you're doing. We gonna rumble. We gonna rumble. I'm gonna beat your ass, and honestly, I'm gonna fuck you up. But it is what it is. We gonna see when it comes time.
Right. So if it's not Devin, I think I heard you in another interview. I think you mentioned you're looking at maybe October, making your Zuffa debut. If it's not Devin, is there a backup plan? I mean, are you going to be disappointed?
I would like maybe like an Antoine.
Gary Antoine?
Yeah, like it's fighters out there that's real good fighters. So it's like you can't say, oh shit, there's nobody to fight. It's 100 guys to get in the ring with me. And Antoine is a hell of a fighter. Like Antoine is another dude that like if he
Antoine Russell. Yeah, I'm not sure how the PBC deal with DAZN works, but can PBC allow their fighters to go off to the DAZN platform and fight? Will that fight have to be solely on? I was curious how that will work. Since he's signed, I believe he's signed with PBC. I believe he is, Mr. Russell. That would be a good fight. Contrast of styles for sure. Let's see if that fight gets made. I know Russell already said that he wants that to be like his last fight. Maybe within the Summit 140 division. But my thing is, regardless of that, what he said with Shakur signing to Zuffa, unfortunately, like, none of these other promoters are working with Zuffa. It's like you're on the other side of the street. So we'll see when his Shakur fights actually get made, if he'll actually fight somebody under the Zuffa deal. We actually fight somebody not on the Zuffa side, if that actually happens. At this moment, I doubt it, but we'll see. We will see. But this will be a good fight.
He went on the air and disrespected me right now. Everybody will be like, "Oh shit, let's hurry up and see the fight." But he don't do that because he got like real integrity. Like that's the dude that know me. He went to the Olympics with me, so he know my character. He know like what I'm built with. He know I'm not like soft nigga. I know he's not a soft nigga. So Antoine, I think me and Antoine should be a big fight. I know he was talking about like getting the belts before, but it's like if you didn't start the process of getting the belts, then it's like shit. Me and you probably could get in there and rumble right now. It ain't really no point of waiting. Like the belts is the belts. They gonna be the belts, but like right now it's like shit.
Russell fight at 140 though. You a natural 135 pounder, bro. How that work? How that work? See, that's what I'm talking about. Russell got to come to 135, or you going up? You going back to 140? Thought you were campaigning at 135. That's what I be talking about, man. Young boy just be talking. Make it make sense.
It's me and you, bro. Like he the truth. I'm the truth. He's one of the guys that I think is and truthfully, he might be the one that give me one of the hardest fights.
Really?
Yes. I done sparred with that dude fucking a million times. And that dude is like one of the toughest dudes that I done been in the ring with. Like he don't got no like bitch in him. Like he's real, like he a real deal stepper like me. So it's like I think stylistically, he could be one of the guys that give me like one of my hardest fights.
Wow. Damn. I think we need to accelerate that fight.
Yeah, accelerate one of these.
That's what they want to see.
Yeah,
they blood and sweat, tears. They want to see a rumble. That will be a rumble. That will be. I wouldn't have no choice. Like he the type of guy that'll back me up in the corner, and I gotta fight. Like let's fight. Now I gotta show you I'm good at this too.
So, wow.
Okay. Well. Shout out to FightHype for that interview. I don't know, man. We'll see what happens with Mr. Shakur Stevenson. Yeah, shout out to Moshe Foster. Look forward to his next fight. We'll see. Even Shakur, look forward to his next fight, where most likely it looks like it's gonna be a Rayo, especially with him signing Zuffa. That's still a good little scrap. But yeah, I just want to wrap to that video. Yeah, Shakur. Yeah, stop doing interviews, bro. Please. Stop doing them joints. I'm out.